It's green for go. They're racing. He says go. He says ta-da. And Tiger Tara roars away from them on the home turn. Here comes another big boil over. Equine athleticism at its best. The king is in the castle once more. This is in one race. The rest are almost in another postcode. She is a star with a capital S. It's going to be a triple treat. A miracle three-peat. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed history here at Menangle. What about that? It's getting right up on the sprint lane and it's going to bolt in.
Hello and welcome back to this week's edition of the Menangle Angle. My name's Jessica Watkins and I'm joined by our General Manager for Racing here at Club Menangle, David Wonson. He's also known as a track report extraordinaire, and what a great job he did last Saturday night at getting some fantastic comms out for the club about how the track conditions were playing out. Wano, did you enjoy getting that out in the wet?
Yeah, thanks for that, Jess. I forgot all about that. Yeah, I thought it was really important to get out there because we would have been getting a lot of phone calls whether we were racing that night. And I just wanted to put some confidence to everyone, irrespective of how much rain we had, that the track was in really good condition. So, which it was. I know there would have been a few doubters, but I just thought it was important that we got that out there, and it's probably something that we should look at doing more often, especially when there's a bit of unsavoury weather around. So, yeah, we did get some good comments on that, and there was a lot of views. So, it'll be something we continue, especially when the weather's a little bit inclement.
Well, that's right. The weather has certainly been inclement over the past week here at Menangle and all around New South Wales. And yourself and the track team here did an extraordinary job to get us through the meetings there on Saturday and Monday as well, because it was quite wet on Monday too.
Yeah, and that was probably even more impressive, is that because we left the track open for everyone on Sunday and they all used it, and it was raining, and once again you can't seal it when it's raining like that, and then we let them work on the track till 9 o'clock Monday morning. And once again, we've got to get out there and seal it, which is, people don't understand the difference. Like when they're just working on it, that's okay. But when you've got to seal it and you've got to mesh the track and finish it off and get all the corrugations out and stuff like that, it does actually bring a slurry, which can deteriorate a racing surface. It's not unsafe, but it can, with that slurry coming to the top, can affect vision. So you've got to be really careful how you manage that. But the boys did a great job, and the track, once again, raced great on Monday.
Well, let's hope this coming Saturday night we have better weather conditions than what we did last week. And we've got a big show coming up because we've got two guests lined up. The first one we're going to be speaking to is Darren Binskin, who has a really nice team of horses engaged on Saturday night, and we get to see Terry back at the races. We're then also going to speak with Amanda Turnbull, who has a strong representation of her team in, and she's also picked up a very nice drive there on I'm Bobby in the Trotters event. So plenty to get through today. Let's get stuck straight into it. Well, our first special guest on today's podcast is joining us via phone call from up at the Menangle Park Training Centre. Darren Binskin, how are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you, Jess. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's great to have you on the Menangle Angle. I've also got David Wonson here with me as well.
DJ, how are you this morning?
I've never been better.
Oh, how good's that? A bit cool out there this morning, working at 6 o'clock when we seen you out there on the track. It's a little bit of a chill in the air.
Yes, well, I think I was here in spirit, not actually in person.
Me too.
So,
it's too cold.
There might have been. My horses are a bit precious. They like to go out when the sun comes out, and I like to do the same.
I'm a bit the same. The flanos were nice and warm this morning about 6 o'clock. It was very hard getting out of them.
Yeah, no, very cool. But no, we can get through that. That's just weather.
Well, Darren, you have a very nice team of horses set to line up at Club Menangle tonight, and we'll kick off with your first engagement, which is in race 2. You have Terry back at the races since June, and Jet Turnbull set to drive him here. He trialled very nicely on Wednesday. Are you confident coming into this race on Saturday night?
Yeah, obviously race fitness is always a issue with them old horses, but that's why we give them a little hit out on Wednesday, and he pulled up really good from it. So he's getting there, but them tough old horses just may take him a couple of runs, but I expect him to go well. But those older horses just need that extra, like a race, just to stimulate them, to get them back to where they were.
Well, you've got a pretty good horse drawn out in Barrier 10, Max Delight's in that race. But on the morning line this morning, DJ, I said, this is that sort of race, though, that, let's say Max Delight, but you could run this race 10 times and have 6 different winners, couldn't you? Like these horses, it just takes, they're so even that it's just a little bit of luck and running or a little bit of early luck coming out of the gate can mean all the difference to them, can't it?
Well, it does. Poor Max Delight, probably top 3 horses that are racing here at present. And he keeps drawing wide because of his class. But he's been outside the leader in a majority of those races, which made it tough for him, and he has been beaten. And he has won. Terry actually beat him one day when he done too much work. But that's the only way Terry can beat old Max, if Max is not on his game or whatever. But looking at the race, if I was just looking and do your form, Arden's 8th burns across, and then the first one there will get the front. If it's Max Delight, he'll roll to the front. If it doesn't, he might have to do a bit of work, and then that's the only time he's vulnerable. But Max Delight could nearly sit outside these horses and beat them like 60% of the time.
Yeah. And there's a lot of early speed, isn't there, in the race, actually?
Oh, well, it is. Well, as soon as you have Arden's 8th in that race, and he's steaming off the arm, well, everyone's, as you've seen last week, he went from leading to, I think, 4 back the inside or 3 back the inside, which made it, and he actually raced really well. And he's just a tough old horse that goes around week in, week out. He wins. Well, David Thorne's going to go on well, but it's not it's as you said when we first started the conversation, he's probably a very even race, and it's just going to be luck in running to where they all posse up.
Mate, we go to
Doug Splatter's not slow either. So
Doug Splatter, where you've been bopping, Canina Problema, all got great gate speed. So, interesting that first furlong for sure. We go to race 5. And we've got number 3, a mare, Alsadie K. Will Rickson takes. She's jumping up in grade, but DJ, you know this too. These mares races have usually got 3 or 4 110s and 120s. Amazingly, this week, the Norm's Daughter hasn't got one mare over 100 in the race. I know they're a nice even bunch, and Grimmo's has got Bella Danza's flying. Windy Hill Tara, I know, disappointing last night, but that's it won 3 of its previous 4. But not one horse has got triple figures like in its ratings. Our Sadie Lady has been really consistent here of late. Mate, does she loom as a chance in this race or an each-way chance?
I reckon she's a top 3. The first bit will make a difference. If you can burn across and find the fence, Bella Danza will burn across, and I think Bella Danza will try to hold the lead. The horse drawn out wide of Robbie Morris's, Kerry Ann's, it flies the gate when they want it to.
My Moonlight Dream.
My Moonlight Dream, but if it might have a dip for the lead, but I think the way Bella Danza went last week, it was outstanding in the wet. But Milo Philly wasn't far behind, and I think she's on the improve. So I expect if she gets the right run, that she could definitely finish top 3.
Your final engagement then on Saturday night comes in race 7, and I'm speaking of Classic Mission. It's always good to bring winning form into a race, and he did just that on Monday, and he did it very strongly as well. How did he pull up from that run?
Well, I just worked him then, and he was off his chops. He needed a bit of a canter today because he's pulled up that well. He was raring and striking going on the track, so it definitely didn't hurt him Monday. And he loves the racing, and he loves to be trained strong. So I think if he could get across and get it in a good position, he'd be definitely hard to beat. It wouldn't. The way he went a quick mile for the conditions on Monday. So I expect him to be better than he was on Monday.
Oh, mate, and he did look really, really strong on Monday. But these second division, third divisions of these 80s, once again, you could have 10 races and there'd be 9 different winners in them, wouldn't they, DJ? They're very open races, and once again, it comes down a little bit of early luck. But also, Jess, I say this with utmost respect to everyone, it doesn't hurt having the Cameron Harts and the Will Ricksons on them either, does it, DJ?
Oh, well, Cameron does. get on really well with that horse. I've trialled him, and he's actually beat some fair horses in the trials when I've driven him, but those boys go around every week. Cameron is driving in particularly good form at the moment, as well. I've got them on, so I'm hoping they do the job. But I'm not Jet Turnbull's driving Terry, and I'm more than happy to have Jet on as well, because Jet's the future. And the more experience he gets at Menangle, the better Jet's going to be, and them boys will want to be worried, because little Jetty will liven them up a bit, I reckon.
Well, DJ, you've been around a fair while. I won't say exactly on this show how long, but you've been around a fair while. Mate, I walk through the stables and I talk to some of the people that have been around for a long while. The talent of drivers, the young drivers that are under 30 in that barn at the moment is fantastic, isn't it? There's some the sport's in good hands with the people that are driving these horses with their hands, the amount of young guys, and it's really important that people like you put that experience that, as much as experience counts, they've also got to be personable and and gracious to trainers and owners that want to put them on. But have you seen the talent in there for some time? How long's it been since you've seen so much talent in that barn?
Well, I done the junior trip away with Cameron Hart and Peter McRae, and I could see back then those boys had the talent, but they also had the mental capacity to improve. And I think that's what it comes down to. Talent will take you so far, but if you've got the willingness to learn and not think you know everything, I think that's the secret to a lot of these boys' success. And they're very well mannered, and they'll jump in and help me ungear the horses, which that's what I was taught as a young fella by my dad. And these boys have got the same principles, which I think makes me happy to see that they've got that, not just jump on them and jump off and think they're better than what they actually are. So what you're saying about that, David, that's what I'm more impressed with. The talent will take them so far, but the good manners is ultimately the best thing.
For sure. Hey, we're talking about like DJ, just like an old footballer. They know their craftsmanship and the way they get around the field. DJ had a pickup drive on Monday in the first race. And I noticed, because it was pretty wet and there was a bit of throwback there, the experience shone through with DJ. He used the club colours. Because I don't know if he had any other drive. And he was making sure he wasn't washing his, because he was sending everyone else out on his horses later in the day. So, experience on through there, Jess.
Now, my beautiful partner, I just don't want her to overextend herself or having to do too much work.
I'm sure that doesn't happen.
When it comes to experience, I've got that in spades.
Darren, it's been great to have you on the Menangle Angle today. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck with your team on Saturday night.
Yes, we'll be doing our best, and I think they'll be up there.
That's all we can do. It's all we can do, DJ. We can only do our best.
Yeah, we'll keep punching away.
Sounds good. Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Bye.
Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Well, our second special guest is joining us all the way from Bathurst today. Amanda Turnbull, how are you this morning?
Hey, good, thanks.
Hey, Amanda, how are you? How is it out there at Bathurst? Nice and cold?
Yeah, it's a bit fresh this morning, but it's going to be a nice day now, so it's all right.
Have you been getting any of the weather we've been getting on the coast, the rain?
Nah, not really. A bit early last week, but no, other than that, we've missed most of that.
Oh, okay, because I think there's another front coming through, isn't there? So one of these northwest bands that are supposed to be joining from the southern tropics. That's my Brian Bury hat I'm putting on there.
You really are going for the reporter's job, aren't you?
I am. But are you in desperate need of some rain out there coming into the spring, or is everything okay out there at the moment?
It's not too bad. It wouldn't hurt just before spring to get a good shower, but it's holding pretty good at the minute. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go into what you've got is a fantastic card of drives here on Saturday night. You're going to be a very, very busy stable, and I know you're very heavily involved with your dad's horses as well. But we're going to go to the first race, race 1, Fashion Icon. You won a Heat of the Winner gift here last 2 starts ago, and then he didn't see any air that final. No luck. I don't know if he's still out. Seemed to have a lot of horses in front of him. What do you think of the chances of Fashion Icon in race 1?
Yeah, he should go pretty good. Once he drew one in that race in the final, I knew we were going to be in a fair bit of trouble because he just can't handle being in there. But with the bit better draw this week, and just sort of got to nurse his belly, but hopefully he'll get a good spot. And yeah, he's going pretty good.
Mate, then you go to race 4. You got I'm Bobby for Eddie Tappe. You got back on the trotters. It's good to see. Now this trotter, arguably, is probably not a better trotter other than your RC Phoenixes and that in a straight at the moment. This horse is absolutely flying. Have you had any experience with this horse, or you know much about him, or is Eddie's just give you a call and said, "Can you drive the horse for me?"
Yeah, just got the call up. Sort of know he's really in top form at the moment, and watched him a fair bit, but not really know much about him. Yeah.
Amanda, in the feature event of the night, Norm's Daughter Stakes, you'll partner with your dad's runner here, Windy Hill Tara. She's drawn barrier 10 and she's on the quick backup from Wednesday night at Bathurst. Before that, though, she had won 3 of her past 4 starts. How do you think she'll go from the wide draw?
Yeah, she had a pretty tough run last night, but that sort of doesn't worry her much. So, from the 10, probably try and slot in this week and use her for a speed. She used to early on always be a speed horse, but then later on in her career when it got a bit tougher, she can do it tough. But I think from barrier draw, we'll just try and slot in, and hopefully they go hard enough early that she can sprint home.
Well, probably the leader, Bella Danza. You know Grimo will go hard there. But I'm not putting any pressure on you here, Amanda, okay? But I just got on the morning line on Sky Channel and I said Windy Hill Tara will win this event. So there's no pressure. But I have gone national with Windy Hill Tara. Forget last night's run. Amanda Turnbull's back on. And this horse, 3 of its previous 4 runs to that, was absolutely flying. So just letting you know, there's no pressure, but you need to win.
Right, yeah.
Okay, good.
No worries.
In the Pink Diamond Stakes, then you line up 2 horses from your stable in Princess Ballerina and also She the Devil. How have they both been working coming into this race?
Yeah, pretty good. Princess Ballerina hasn't done much. She has only had a couple of starts, but she handled going down there last time and ran a nice 4th. So, yeah, thought it was a nice race for her. And She the Devil's probably up in grade a lot, but her form has been really good later on in this season. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she goes because every time she does get back in with the fillies, she actually handles them pretty good.
Are these Breeders' Blue horses?
No, these 2 aren't. They're just Breeders' Challenge.
Okay, because we're coming into the Breeders' Blue. This race usually stands up pretty good for the Breeders' Blue horses coming through. We go to a race 7, and you've got a horse in there called Scarlet May. It's the 2nd division of the 80. These races, Amanda, as you know, like you could run them 10 times and have 10 different winners. Going through, it's pretty even mob there. What do you think your chances are on Scarlet May?
Yeah, she sort of she hasn't been getting beat too far, and sort of looks like she'll probably might pick up one of those ones that are B division. So we'll just keep going down and around, and hopefully we can pick up one. But probably a bit better draw this week, so she's a bit closer. And yeah, like I said, they're all sort of the same sort of bunch. It's just whether who gets the right run the right week.
It is, isn't it? This 2nd Division A, if you go through them, these are horses that are competing here most weeks, and they're always thereabouts. There's a little bit of winning form amongst them, but just like yourself, you won there 4 starts ago. Most of them are pretty similar to that. So, yeah, these races, Jess, sometimes they just come down to a little bit of luck in running, especially the 2nd divisions, because they're always so even. So, yeah. Might be a little bit of value there with Scarlet May with Amanda, because I think Amanda's going to have a massive night this week. I think you're going to see I'm putting no pressure on you here, Amanda.
I think you're putting plenty of pressure
no
on
pressure.
Amanda.
I wouldn't put pressure. She thrives on the pressure
She
anyway.
does.
She
She
thrives on the pressure. So I reckon you're a chance for. I'm going 3 winners. How's that? I
Jeez.
reckon you got 3 winners this week.
I'm just happy to keep up down at Menangle, and you've given me 3 winners, so I hope you're right.
So do I, because I've tipped a few of them.
Amanda, it's been great to catch up with you today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Menangle Angle, and best of luck down here on Saturday night.
All good. Thanks for that.
Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. An 8-race card this Saturday night set to get underway at 5:54pm, and we have 2 feature races on this Saturday night's card. The first one being the Club Menangle Norm's Daughter Stakes. It's a listed classic event for those open class mares. And then the next race straight after race 6 is the Harness Breeders New South Wales Pink Diamond Stakes, which is always a great event for those 3-year-old fillies.
Yeah, it's a prelude to what's coming up with the Breeders' Blue and the Breeders' Challenge, because it is a state bred and New South Wales bred and Breeders' Challenge eligible only event. So there was a few noms there that weren't eligible because they were Vic bred or they might have been up in Q bred. But yeah, it's a great prelude, and there's some nice fillies in that race. There's one I'll probably mention a little bit later. I think it's a big chance in the event. But a nice, very even mob of 3-year-old fillies in that Pink Diamond Stakes, which we're happy to hold for the breeders here every year. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
And race 5, as I mentioned, it's the Club Menangle Norm's Daughter Stakes for these open class mares. We see a really strong, even field set to contest that here. And we spoke with Darren Binskin. He has our Sadie K. She's drawn barrier 3 there. And Bella Dancer for Jason Grimson and Cameron Hart. She was a very impressive winner here in the last race on Saturday night. And she's come up with barrier 8 here. And you'd have to think off that last start, she is the leading fancy.
Yeah, look, the stable were really confident last week of going well. She was some nice odds as well. I think she was $7 or $8. On that run, she'd be extremely hard to beat. I did like Windy Hill Tara. What's interesting about this race, Jess, is that there's no horse over 100. It's an open class mares race. Usually you've got a few 110s or a couple of 120s. So it's more of probably a feature restricted mares event because nothing's over 100. Windy Hill Tara was a little bit disappointing last night. Its form before that was really, really good. I've still got it on top, Windy Hill Tara. If it can bring, it's got Amanda Turnbull. I don't think that's down yet on the sheets, but Amanda will take the drive there. And if she can bring that form, she won 3 of her previous 4. She's going to be extremely hard to beat. But yeah, Grimo and Cameron Hart, Bella Dancer, yeah, great drive and great training effort. As I said, they were really confident she's going to be extremely hard to beat.
Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Wano, can you find us a winner on Saturday night's card? Who's your best of the meeting?
Well, you just should show up here to race meetings, all these people that listen, and look at the race book. I've been on fire. My value bets have been winning. I've been getting 2 out of 3s.
I got 2 out of 3 last week too.
Yeah, but was it your value bet? My value bets are winning. And they're $10 and $8. Like that. Yeah, it is. Big shot straight across the table here, Jess. I'm on fire. But no, I'm very brave. My best bet. I'm Bobby. Probably arguably outside of RC Phoenix, the best trotter in Australia at the moment. The horse is absolutely airborne in Melbourne. It's won 3 of the previous free-for-alls. Amanda Turnbull takes the drive. I think she could have a really good night. But I'm Bobby's my best bet.
My best bet comes up in the Pink Diamond Stakes, and I've gone the way of race 6, number 9, Treacherous Bell for Brad Hewitt. She's been victorious at her last 2 starts down there at Wagga, and it was 2 starts ago where she was forced to work outside the leader there, and from there she just powered to victory. So I like Treacherous Bell in the Pink Diamond Stakes. Your next best, Wano?
Well, I'm straight back into you here, Jess. So talking about firing across the table, my next best is in the Pink Diamond, is Peace Out. I thought it was a really, really strong effort first up, third here on a Saturday night. Leighton Green's back in the bike now, renews his association with Peace Out. She's got some really good form in group racing earlier in the year. I think she comes second in the bracelet. She performed really well. She won a heat of the Nutrient. She's raced really good fillies and she's drawn well on this. And if she can improve on that first up effort third, I think she'll be extremely hard to beat this week.
Race 3, number 2 is my next best, and that's Craftman's Charlie for Jeff Harding and Brad Hewitt again here. He's picked up the drive on this horse, and he raced in what was equivalent of free-for-all company last time out against the likes of You Betcha Tiger Pie. He's back into a 95 here, and he's drawn 2. He's a horse we know loves to find the front, and I think if he's able to do that here over the 2,300 metres, he should be able to dictate terms and prove too strong.
Strong horse.
Who's your value bet?
Okay, this is like really weird. So I've gone 2 out of 2. My 3 out of 3. It's $17. Canina Problema in the free for all. I know we've got Max, and Max is one of my favourites. Horn players racing extremely well, but Canina Problema at $17. I think there might be a bit of an early burn here. There's lots of speed off this front row. Everyone might be trying to take a position early. Go back 3 runs. He's third in the heat of the Inter Dominion. Canina Problema was sensational. If he can bring that form to this race, he's a definite chance. I know he come back out a run last week. I just think he needed that run. They said he done extremely well while he's been back. Probably needed the run. Jimmy Douglas takes the drive. If he can just find a nice spot 1 or 2 off him, I think that horse, when this horse wins, he generally wins at a good odds too. So, yeah, I just think there's some value about him. And fortune favours the brave, doesn't it? Well, fortune, I'd like to get a fortune. But fortune favours the brave. Canina Problema at a bit odds.
My value comes up in race 5, number 3, our Sadie K. I know we spoke to Darren Binskin just before, but I've really liked her last 3 starts here at Menangle. We know she's a horse who can really find the line strongly when she's driven for a bit of luck. So hoping our Sadie K will be able to score at a bit of value on Saturday night. Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Well, Wano, we've come to the end of another show today. It's been great to speak with DJ Binskin, also great to catch up with Amanda Turnbull. They both have a really nice team of horses set to line up here on Saturday night, and well, yesterday it was 30 days until the Tabby-Rika, so we're down to 29 now. It's getting very, very close. Yeah, it's interesting. People are starting. There's a few slots there. The Tab still got the slot. Cordina Racing still got their slot. Wayne Loader. So there's a few haven't fired yet. I know Emma Stewart's massively strong hand. They've got a couple more going around this week. They had an amazing week last week. There's a couple others that I think they're aiming at that Discovery Stakes in a couple of weeks' time. So, you've got your Al Lucianos that are still in the mix there. Be interesting to see what happens, but I'm really looking forward to this build-up to the Eureka. And, of course, we know on Eureka night, Saturday, 6 September, we also have the Breeders' Blue Finals there. So those heats will be run on Monday, the 25th of August. And I employ anyone that has an interest in these blue heats, go and have a look last night at the replays from Bathurst Race 6 Jungle Dragon for Bernie Hewitt. The race was over 22.60. It was for the up to 90. And Jungle Dragon won that event by 15 metres in a mile of 1:57. So he's definitely a horse I'd be keeping an eye on coming into that 3-year-old Colts and Geldings final. Wano, great to speak with you today. We'll catch you again next Thursday, wherever you listen to your podcasts from.